Hello everyone, Zach here, Zach the Butterfly if you so must. I am here today to talk about how transport in the UK is so amazing and how I love it so much and how it's definitely not full of problems or issues. So yeah, basically, if you've ever seen the IRL SBSP channel, you will know that I love transport. Sadly, the channel is quite dead, due to the fact that I am very busy and I cannot go out and record stuff. I do have a lot of stuff recorded for that channel, but I never have the motivation to go and edit them. So yeah, today we're going to talk about one of my biggest interests, transport in the UK. More specifically, the transport in London. Yay! The London Underground, the mostly cheap 161-year-old train service which spans out across London. What I find interesting about the London Underground is how kind of easy the map is to read and how each line has its own colour and its own name. The names of these lines are Bakerloo, Central, Circle, District, Hammersmith and City, Jubilee, Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Victoria, and Waterloo and City. There are a few extra lines also included on the tube map, including the Docklands Light Railway, or DLR for short, the Elizabeth Line, the London Overground, the London Trams, Thameslink for some reason, and the London Cable Car, which isn't even a train, it's a box flying over the River Thames. Why is this on a tube map? The tube map also has many symbols, such as where boat services run, if you can walk from one station to another, and even if a station doesn't force you to go up a set of stairs every time you go there. Mostly. I think another interesting thing about the London Underground is just how massive it is. Like, this thing even goes to places outside of London. 16 of the 272 stations are outside the London border, and 8 of them charge you very high prices just to go there. This place right here is the furthest you can take yourself from the London Underground. Chesham. It's got a nice looking high street and a Waitrose. If you Yanks don't know what that is, it's an expensive grocery store basically. When I went here, I thought, this isn't obscure enough for my liking. Oh yeah, another thing, I love weirdly obscure locations. So I then took myself all the way to the opposite side of London to an underground station with the smallest annual usage, Roding Valley. This station is the least used station on the entire network. It's got literally nothing there. It serves a few roads, a pub, a few newsagents. I think that's it. Another thing about London's transport I really like is the bus services. Unlike most parts of the UK, where you have to pay loads for a bus, or have to wait for such a long time for a bus, in London, most buses are very frequent and fairly cheap. I use the 16 Plus Oyster card, which expires in 2 months, which allows me to ride on buses free of charge! All the buses in London are numbered, and some of them have letters, depending on what area they're running in. There's also a newer bus service called the Superloop, which is a service of buses running in a circle around outer London. Like the Underground, some buses in London also go to places beyond the London border, such as Dorking, Ockenden, Watford, Slough, Epsom, Denham, Staines, Esher, Borehamwood, Ashford, Sunbury, Potters Bar, Centennial Park, Banstead, Belmont, Redhill, Caterham, Whiteley South, Warningham, Lee Valley Campsite, Depton, Loughton, Brentwood, Lakeside Shopping Centre, Blue Water Shopping Centre, Dwayneswood, Swanley, Norfolk, Western, and Tatsfield. Damn. This is the railway service which spans across the entire of the UK, and it's usually an easy way for me to get up to the north to see my friend Okie Koki, who is a bee in these videos. It's also a fast way for me to get into London myself, because the tube is slow! National Rail probably has the most problems out of any of the major transport networks in and around London, as trains can get cancelled! Very commonly! Why? I have no idea. But some good stuff about them is that a National Rail train is a lot bigger than a tube train and can have features such as toilets, bins, nicer seats, first class areas, and sometimes little places to buy food like crisps and that, but it will cost you quite a bit of money. Trains in and around London work in a fare zone system, which is why some tube stations outside of London cost loads just to go to. If you're using National Rail to get from one part of London to another part of London, you should be fine. But if you're going very far out of London, tickets can get very expensive. National Rail stations outside of London are a lot more scarce too. Some stations in rural areas would usually be the only station around for miles, and some stations are in the literal middle of nowhere! With all of that, it's no wonder why it's more likely for people in London to use public transport than to drive, because driving into the centre of London costs money, it's awful for the already polluted environment in London, and public transport is just convenient. This is why I love it, the convenience, the weird places you can just end up in, and just how different it feels to transport anywhere else. Thank you for watching my autism dump, like the video, subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my main channel, have a wonderful day.